We met online. I believed he was a friend. He actually plotted against me. It was brutal. They were really beating me as if they would kill me. They were shouting, stone him to death.
Kill him, it's abomination, it's abomination.
I thought I would die.
I don't know how I managed to escape being lynched that day.
I started this initiative in the year 2015, and we have a safe house where we are going now for people that lost home because of their perceived sexuality.
This is Bethel. He's taking us to his shelter in a secret location. Some of the men living there have survived kidnap, torture, and extortion. They've all been violently rejected by their families. In Nigeria, where same-sex relations are illegal, their lives are under threat.
Yeah. This is a safe space, 3-bedroom flat. This is the sitting room where people can sit.
12 men live here right now, all of them in hiding, and all of them living with HIV. 2 of the men we're calling Ahmed and Musa agreed to speak to us.
Can you explain what happened that day when you were attacked, if that's okay?
We met online. We've been chatting for a while. I believed he was a friend, but he actually plotted against me just to extort from me and then deal with me. That was what he said.
So there was this gang up in my community that I am the one harboring people that commit sodomy. They came to where I stay and they vandalized, they demolished things.
But most of them were using sticks to beat me. It was brutal. They were shouting, stone him to death, stone him to death.
Shouting, kill him, it's abomination, it's abomination. They took my phone.
So they stripped me of my clothes. They took videos of me. I was scared. I thought I would die. I had to give them all the money I had in my account. And still they posted it.
Everything have just been like hell on earth. I don't even know how I managed to escape being lynched that day.
Bethel explains that Ahmed and Musa are survivors of a growing trend of attacks in Nigeria on gay and trans people. They're known by the slang term kito. Vigilantes catfish members of the LGBT+ community using dating apps. They then strip them naked, beat them, and even torture them for ransom.
After this incident, this person lost home, lost family, lost job. This person can't even move out freely because the videos are everywhere.
These videos are not only shared with the victims' friends and family to extract ransom, but they are even posted online, destroying their lives.
He looks very scared.
Yes.
Yeah, are you good?
We lost someone yesterday. This person committed suicide because of shame.
He was outed in a similar attack?
Yes, he was outed and he's a pastor. And some years back, 3 years ago, he got married because of societal pressure. And they kitoed him and they recorded him and they shared his nude pictures around. He couldn't bear it yesterday. He committed suicide.
I'm so sorry.
The stigma is huge. After Ahmed's assault, he fled to his relatives for help, but his own family tried to lock him up.
It's not something I can explain, though. I was being beaten by my own family. I had nowhere to go. I just had to survive.
Nigeria has some of the strictest laws against homosexuality in Africa, including a 10-year prison sentence for public displays of affection between same-sex couples. 12 of the northern states of the country, like the one we're in, are actually under Islamic law, and so people can be sentenced to death for engaging in homosexual acts. Foreign-funded charities like Bethel's were the few safe spaces for the LGBT+ community to get shelter, HIV medication, testing and preventative therapy. That is until unprecedented aid cuts from the US and other countries like the UK halted funding.
President Donald Trump calling U.S. aid fraud.
It's absolutely obscene.
Current and former USAID officials tell ABC News all of their humanitarian work all around the world has effectively stopped.
Today, I've decided that we will fund the initial increase in defense spending by cutting our spending on overseas development.
Bethel has had to close his clinic. The future of the shelter hangs in the balance.
Have been cut off without preparation, without information, without even knowing what to do. It doesn't just stop there. They came to pick up all our test kits, all our drugs.
It wasn't just the fact that you lost funding and they told you to stop work. They literally removed the drugs from you.
Yes.
It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy.
LGBTQ rights are not just a casualty of the Trump foreign policy, it is the intent of the Trump foreign policy.
Although some of the aid was restored, the Trump administration took aim at the LGBT+ community.
Everybody must be a man or you be a woman.
Any reference whatsoever to the LGBT+ community?
They don't want it on the program.
You can't put it on the program?
Yes, they scrap it.
And that's literally what your program's?
Exactly.
And there's no chance of the money coming back?
No.
Right now, the only option for those living with HIV, like Ahmed and Musa, is to go to the government clinics.
There are many who would rather deal with the infection, live with it, than to go to the government hospital. Going to the public hospital is like outing yourself. It just has every negative thing attached to it. It's like a death warrant.
In the south of the country, we meet Yemi. Like Bethel, they run centres and safe spaces for members of the LGBT+ community living with HIV. They've also lost funding. Yemi worries aid cuts have caused a massive surge in infections, which will fuel more violence against the community.
Do you think the stigma is going to get worse if infections go up?
It will get worse. And already, over the last couple of months, there have been so much outing and beating and maiming gay persons in Nigeria. I mean, the guy that was buried recently, he was thrown off a 2-story building. During the guy's funeral, you had a bunch of community youths singing homophobic slurs. The guy is dead already. Let him rest in peace.
This is actually an existential threat.
It is.
It's not just
it is.
their lives are on the
line.
It
is.
And now without HIV medication, it's a double threat.
It's a double threat. It makes it worse.
Yemi takes us to meet Anima Shawan, a queer rights activist living with HIV. He runs multiple social media channels monitoring and responding to a surge in keto attacks.
Currently, we have 131 members there on this group. So this is the latest one that I'm handling. So they reached out to me that there's a guy that needs my attention, that he has been keto. They are asking for 500K. So when we have any emergency, we quickly drop it on this WhatsApp group. Then all of us start working on it.
In these groups, people report abductions and try to crowdsource ransoms.
We have what we call keto diary, that we keep all these pictures of bad guys. We normally post it on Facebook.
And why can't you report this to the police?
Yes, we report, but police, the problem is that the system that we have in Nigeria is too slow, and our community members are not willing to come out if we want to prosecute them, because they don't want the judge to know that they are gay.
Those who come forward risk being convicted themselves for breaking the laws governing same-sex relations. And now activists like Yemi and Amina Shawan don't even have the funds to help. Yemi is particularly worried about trans women living with HIV, like Riri, a sex worker and trans activist. She explains trans women are also the target of deadly violence and kito attacks.
There was a trans woman that she's also a sex worker on the island, and we've not seen her for the past 1 year now. She was kidnapped.
What happened? What was the last communication?
We don't know, because she didn't share a location where she was going to. Being a black trans person living in Nigeria, we get a lot of assault. I've been assaulted by Nigerian police. I've been assaulted by my family. I've been assaulted by friends.
Riri ended up in sex work to survive after being rejected by her family as a teenager.
My dad threw my things out.
You're homeless?
Yes. And I was raped by 7 guys.
Sorry, you were raped by
7 guys,
and that's
yes.
How you were infected with HIV?
With HIV at a young age.
Like Musa, her biggest fear is being outed at a public health facility. Her government ID lists her sex at birth.
It's crazy. I've stopped going to any healthcare center for the past 1 year plus now. And sometimes I have to just call a friend of mine. She's also living with the virus. So please, you have pills like...
So you find going to these clinics now so upsetting that you're actually borrowing medication?
Yes.
What would you say to someone sitting in the US and the UK who says it's Nigeria's responsibility?
We don't have a good government. It's only the Western government that take care of us, and now Donald Trump asks them to stop taking good care of us. They should not leave us behind. We are dying, we are dying.
Well, the world has a new wonder drug for preventing HIV.
It's a milestone moment. It's potentially the best tool we've had yet in the history of HIV.
This has been a defining moment for the AIDS epidemic, and now we have a tool that really could end HIV as a public health crisis. I'm South African.
This is lenacapavir. It's a twice-yearly jab that provides near complete protection against developing HIV. It's been called the closest thing to a vaccine.
It's really painful.
The hope is that it will bring about the end of AIDS by reducing new infections to 0, particularly among marginalised, criminalised communities.
The really sort of groundbreaking thing about Len is that it provides 6 months worth of protection. Most oral PrEP you have to take all the time. You have to get new prescriptions of it monthly. For communities where it's either logistically difficult or expensive to go to a clinic, to have to make 2 visits a year is a game changer. And HIV is an infectious disease for which there is no vaccine and no cure. And we also know, for example, in this country that up to 15% of HIV diagnoses come from British people traveling abroad. It makes good sense to use the best kind of medicine, the latest technology, to prevent people from ever getting this disease in the first place.
But it needs to be properly deployed. Médecins Sans Frontières doctors I met who are on the ground are increasingly frustrated by the lack of access.
So this is our lab where we do all the testings for STI and as well viral load for HIV.
Since this week we are out of stock. The countries are out of stock. If we do it a piecemeal, we don't fully deploy and make sure it gets to people, the expected impact would be very, very small.
Gilead Sciences, the manufacturer, insists it's working hard to bring lenacapavir to those most in need. But Charles Sonko, who's spent decades fighting HIV, worries that major medical charities like MSF are being prevented from purchasing this vital drug.
In Eswatini, we have only managed to access up to 100 doses in the last 4 weeks. The manufacturer Gilead has actually limited access to countries, even where the trials happened. They have limited access specifically also to MSF, so we can't actually buy lenacapavir directly from Gilead. We are calling upon Gilead to cut that monopoly, to open access to NGOs like us, who are in contact with very high-risk people that are transmitting HIV.
How frustrating is it for you when we have these game-changing tools, when we're so close to the finishing line? How is that for you as someone who's lived this so vividly on the ground?
I've never been scared in my life like in my medical school days. Our medical school time was almost the peak of the epidemic in Uganda, and without treatment, that was terrifying. There's no family that wasn't affected. My uncles died of HIV. So many deaths of adults that you can't even imagine. That was completely devastating. We couldn't even test for HIV. The last 20 years, people have forgotten about people dying. People now know the treatment is there. HIV is manageable, they can live a better life, and now we're telling them that actually we don't have the treatment anymore, and they're going to die again in big numbers. This is the moment that we shouldn't turn back.
For now, the funding is still gone. I get a desperate message from Bethel asking for help. Despite all his efforts, they've completely run out of money, and the rent for the shelter is due.
So what's happening?
The organization is at the verge of losing the safe space if it didn't pay by the end of this month. And where would they go from there? Where would they go from the shelter home from next week? These people, their life is already at risk.
You sound very upset. I mean, you must be exhausted.
I don't sleep in the daytime. I only sleep at night. I lost appetite of eating. I can't send these people away. I can't send them home. At this point, we are like family to them. We'll keep being together. We'll keep pushing it together. I even tell them, let's pray and see if there will be a miracle.
I'm so sorry, Bethel.
I feel that. I feel alone.
This is the ongoing nightmare. The aid is gone, services are closing, and infections are rising.
What is the worst case scenario if this funding doesn't come back, if other countries cut more funding?
I think we are going to have disaster, an HIV pandemic within the queer community.
Have you had moments where you haven't been able to get access to your drugs?
Yeah, sometimes it's really difficult. I'm worried about that. Like millions of Nigerians will be at risk because I'm afraid people around me aren't safe anymore. It is a matter of life or death.
We're actually seeing ourselves going back to those moments 2 decades ago when people were actually dying without hope. This is completely devastating and doesn't make sense.
It's a big problem for the world. We plead with them, we are begging them, they should look at our plight, we are in need of them right now.